Here, though, it is going to be Favelas, as we just saw. Chalk and Trench not going to be available. And already looking at it, Lovely Lobster, they're hovering over this Dahlia, Seeker, Fixer, Anvil. So the Anvil, obviously, both of them wanted it, so I can see why they both kind of took it away from those bans initially. And they're still waiting on the other side, but Fixer duos, Fixer dittos on each side. I think something that we definitely had not seen for quite a while now, creeping its way back in thanks to the rogue bans.
Yeah, I mean, that's what happens when, some teams don't want to GA things. And I think it's better for the competition because it's like, okay, Fixer's still really strong. Do we ban him? It kind of sets up other strategies, allows you to kind of play around that, saying, oh, well, if they're not going to ban it because they want to ban Chalk or anything like that, then we can get away with playing this Fixer. So let's go ahead. Let's do that. Fixer's still really strong. I mean, just the ability to see through smokes. I used to say smokes are, probably the best utility in the game right now still, with flashbangs kind of trailing right behind that. In some scenarios, flashbangs are the better utility, in my opinion. But at the same time, there's just more characters that have the ability to grab that smoke. And with only Fixer being able to see through it, if there's no Fixer in the game, then you can really open up a lot of different strategies in your playbook because you can shut down a lot of line of sights. But with Fixer in this game on both teams, it's going to be very difficult. No flashbangs either from either side. We are going to see the Dahlias come out. Lincoln to the Anvil for Lovely Lobster on the attacking side. That's an interesting play, especially early in the pistol round on the defense. Don't have him being linked with the Dahlia there.
Yeah, they got actually getting this bomb down pretty early, but because they had to back off from it just because of this pressure from the Fixer. Key Wonder, the first to get down over there on that side. They might be able to get the res for it, but there's still 2 picks from this pressure that they are having now. No more thermal, so these smokes now a little bit more effective here from Rogue Fathers.
Yeah, I don't think Lovely Lobster really used their goggles until just now with that smoke. This is a nice little, audible that they've called here. The shield's already been played. It's already been shot up. It's usually no good by now. Only pistol round, so not too much damage going in to that shield there. But this is something that Lovely Lobster really excelled at last week and the week before in the qualifier number 2, just being able to get in there and plant a bomb fairly quickly. The shield did come out from the defensive side, and Anvil goes down. Only 1 member standing for the Rogue Fathers. All 4 for Lovely Lobster here. The reveal has been set in motion, and 3 people just collapse on him. That's a really good play from Lobster. Nice audible there. They realized that their initial game plan wasn't going to work. The shield went up. It got damaged pretty quickly. They busted out the window in that. They got pushed out of that site. The smokes came out. They goggled on the defensive side to kind of keep anyone from being able to peek through the doorway of Soccer Field or from the left side of Silo. So that's really good defense there. They just weren't ready for that audible. Meanwhile, on the same side for Lovely Lobster, that's what they excelled at in the past 2 weeks. Moving fast, planting fast. Even when an audible is being called like that, they're still able to rotate very quickly, get that bomb down.
And they took their setups really fast too, right? As soon as they were in there, it wasn't a stall. They already were willing to take fights, willing to take space, and I think that was a big part of their success there. But right now, look at this. Rogue Fathers, great angle on the high ground. They realized they were going to be on the low, so they're just both stuck down here, forced to use that APS, and it saves them! Ate that last nade, and while they were distracted, Silhouette just going crazy with the DMR downing 2. Going to delay them long enough to get this plant down, and Silhouette just unstoppable here. Climbing that will eventually get finished off, but it's a 1-for-1, and the bomb is down.
That's actually a great trade. I mean, yeah, you lose your Fixer, but he already used goggles, already used a lot of his kit. And at the same time, you get rid of the Fixer on the other side. That's a C4, that's a smoke, that's goggles out of the way. Now you just need to hold this bomb plant. I really like the rotation from the defense, though, because you put the shield down so that they can't attack or come through on their normal side. So they just said, okay, let's flood through tree, jump through water, and we'll come from the backside.
This patience was great by the Seeker, by Key Wonder, but just not able to stay alive now that they're pushing in. You'll watch Zestro try to delay them on site. MLX seeking quite a bit here. Maw's open, but unable to finish them off. Diffuse come in. It is still the Dahlia left. Will be able to stop it. The nade gets it down. Picks off 1 more. It's just the Anvil. No time to make it over. And the next round will go to Lovely Lobsters as well.
This is interesting to see Fathom playing the Dahlia as well. I just said before we even got into the game, Fathom's been really stepping up on some of these rogues that we're not normally used to seeing him play. We're used to seeing him play Fixer, Phantom, and that's it. That's the list. So now in the past couple of weeks, he's been playing Anvil. This time they have the Anvil on attack, and usually Zestro is playing the Dahlia, so those two players have swapped roles here, and it's looking really clean. It looked clean last week when they were in the reverse roles, but now it looks even cleaner this time around. It really seems like they've gone back, they've watched their VODs, and they've figured out, hey, maybe let's try swapping these two players, you know, Anvil, Dahlia, we'll swap, see how it goes, and it looks like it's going very well for them.
Yeah, they definitely seem confident in their positioning and how they want to be taking this area. I want to point out quick tier buy. Not something that we're always seeing here, but I'm definitely going to point it out when we do get a chance to see it. There comes the arrow, getting the reveal for the whole team. It will be a hit here up top. You can already see them trying to take some space over in big garage. No one's really contesting them as expected, I think, for this point. They take space with these APSs. Fire Poison will slow them down. We'll stop them entirely as they wait out some of this utility. A minute and 7 seconds left. They have the time to burn here, Blue.
Yeah, definitely something interesting to see. The Fixer on the defensive side with the sniper rifle. Remember that damage fall off. It's not a one shot in the head from over 40 meters. Only has one bullet in the clip. It only does 140 instead of 150 now. So couple nerfs to this rifle. A lot of people just opt to use the Deadeye. I think it's the better option right now. I think besides the Mamba, it's the best DMR in the game. I think it's the best single shot DMR in the game right now. MXR is still strong, of course, but the Deadeye just hits like a truck.
And you can see a truck hitting Saint right there. Silhouette is so lethal with it so far from what we've seen. I got to get to his POVs. He's up top, actually. Great position to hold, but now they've been clamshelled in. Who even is in a spot to make this work? Zestro is wrapping around, but he's defusing, and there are barely any health left in King Bacardi. Is he sticking it? Inside he is. The rest of the team getting the picks obviously helps quite a bit there, but barely holding on HP-wise. Anvil managing to save the team.
Yeah, NetJ finds 2 with that sniper rifle, so he's already making an impact with something that we don't normally see an impact from this late into the comp scene, or with all the changes that have come through for that gun. It's very impressive to see, especially from someone who hasn't been known to be the Fixer player, and also hasn't competed in a very long time before this month's event. But I mean, if you're the Anvil on either side, you've got to start thinking about shredder rounds, because they're going to try and clamshell on that defensive side. And when that happens, you have to be able to burn that shield very quickly. Even with shredder rounds on your Anvil, you can get it on your Dahlia as well. Nice shot from NetJ onto Fathom there. That's going to quickly just change the pace of this attack, because that happened right there. They went for the reset. Grenade comes in, takes care of that knock.
That makes things so much harder for them. Just being down a gun means someone has to do overtime, right? Someone is going to have to perform above what is expected of them in this round, and now their audibles are starting to be red. They're shifting here to the low ground. You can see Saint waiting up top, but everyone else has already come over to meet them. The odds of Zestro actually making it into this site to put a shield down, not the highest, but I don't know if they expect this flank on the side. Key Wonder going to be key for how they push this 81 damage onto Bacardi. Unable to finish that one off. 2 players low back there, but they can't end it, and they lose Silhouette as well. Saint getting the better of him now. They're stuck back here trying to avoid some utility. 2 versus 4 with a tier staring at them as well. They might have to go back up top, but I don't know if they're going to be able to cross that sight line.
I think Seeker just kind of got a little overzealous there and peeked towards that Anvil a little too soon. He's not able to, kill him fast enough, not able to burst him down as quickly as Anvil can get behind that wall, so that gave away their position. It made the Fixer look in that direction, and then it just becomes a hold from the Fixer side successfully, and they have to back up and, like you said, have to go back towards that B site. They're still leading in this game. They're on the attacking side. This map is one of those maps where it can be either way, defense or offense. It just depends on how well you can execute on either side.
And we're all, and execute so far seem to be dead even. What a shot by NetJ. I should have stayed on him, but I wanted to follow the bomb carrier. Obviously no chance now for Lovely Lobsters to make it back to this and actually get the plant. But great read by Rogue Fathers. I mean, they knew he was going to have to go up top. Could have been a fake, could have been staying on that low ground by that soccer field, but they read it. NetJ hit the quickscope right on him when he tried to push, and that will get them to a dead even scoreline.
Yeah, I love the fact that the rotation from the defense, they kept everyone on that A site who needs to be there, which is, the Anvil and the Vi, because they can keep anyone off of the A site. Fixer, Dahlia, because they're linked together, they're the ones who are going to go back towards that B site, and exactly what happened there. You don't need to kill both of them. Seeker and Anvil on the other side for Lovely Lobsters, the only 2 alive. They have the bomb. They killed Anvil, which is the most important kill, not only because he has the bomb, but because he was the one that really set the tone. He's going to put the shield down. He's going to try and get that bomb planted.
Yeah, and he has to be the one to go in because of that shield plant here, and they stop it again. Bacardi in a good spot. They do trade it. We'll be able to pick up this bomb, but I don't believe the shield is down. Hard to get a sight line on that, and I don't know if they're not going to be able to finish off Bacardi. It looks like he's going to get picked up by his teammates, so they have to shift, and up top towards B will be the call. It's a good heads-up play, but again, NetJ so lethal, and the bomb didn't go with them. Fathom stayed on the low ground with the bomb. They're going to finish him off. Bomb's going to be in their control, and now things are so much harder for the rest of the team.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. I mean, it wasn't even trade there, but not so much anymore. They're going to be able to get that revive, putting themselves securely in the driver's seat now. Watching this, and look at this. Almost winning that gunfight, turning it around, but unfortunately just wasn't able to. Key does find one. Reveal will come out here, and that does reveal two. Two that are getting revived. The revive comes through.
I don't think he knows.
To re-knock Bacardi.
Are they going to get the res on Bacardi too? They do. I think, yeah, he's going to stay right back up standing. 1 versus 4. Honestly, had it in hand for a moment there, but just unable to get it. A quick scope. Well, a flick scope by NetJ to get him low will let the rest of his team finish him off. Rogue Fathers, they're stabilizing. They're figuring out what the MO is for Lovely Lobster and the Tier and the Anvil. Sniper from the Fixer and the Anvil are doing great.
It's also great perk prioritization from Rogue Fathers there. You can see how quickly those revives were coming through. I mean,
yes.
Saint on the Dahlia, of course, is going to have the lifeline. That's a 2-second revive, instant health regeneration. But look at King Bacardi, able to get that revive fairly quickly, even under the stress of the Seeker watching them. That's because he has helping hand. You can tell a 3-second revive there. Man, just the ability to have multiple people to be able to get faster revives than the normal 5 really sets the tone, gives you an advantage, especially if the other team's going to give you that chance to get that revive off. Not just through the, a Saint drone or a Dahlia link, but by hand.
Well, King Bacardi taking it into his own hands here, holding on the back of side. Downing 2, finishing Zestro as well. Bomb now all the way in the open as NetJ is hunting the last player. That is a high-flying C4, but it doesn't finish off Fathom. I think just knocking him fairly low, but the flank comes in from Spar. He will fall, and we're looking 4-2.
I don't like that push from the Anvil on attack there. Zestro didn't have much intel to begin with, and also he didn't have the smokes come out, right? There were no smokes. They didn't figure out where Fixer was, and even if they did, if he's not there, which he wasn't, then you can easily smoke that and smoke that Anvil off. He's going to just start randomly firing through the smoke. You can shield up, then plant. You can even start to fake these bomb plants off of the shield. Shield in the normal spot on A and then kind of shift towards behind bricks. Plant there maybe. You just have to watch out for a C4 or anything like that. But again, Anvil can just plant a trophy there. If you make that play, they're probably still going to be shooting the shield thinking you're there. And if they don't have a reveal come out, they don't poison it or try and incent it, they're not going to be able to figure out that you're not behind that shield quick enough.
No way to find out. Jeez, NetJ so lethal. Second time Fathom has been downed here in mid trying to peek him, but no finishing nade now. Instead, the pressure from Silhouette will force him down, but the Dahlia will spend the res for it. Not connecting on that one. Got to go to this flank pressure. Both of them popping the thermal. The Fixer fairly close. First down might actually finish something off. Will be Zestro. Him falling. Won't be able to get the trade, though, finally. Key Wonder is the one to clear that as they shift to the low ground again. This audible that they're calling is one they do consistently, and for the last round in this half, they're going to need it to pay off.
Yeah, they're going to have to make some sort of play on the bomb here. Smoke does come out. Goggles, I think, from both sides were taken. Fathom able to find the enemy. C4 fairly close there. They were able to get the enemy and Dahlia out of the way, though. So they still have to worry about this Anvil being able to play off the shield. NetJ trying to line up some shots. Look at the way he's just peeking. Just these players, they know exactly every angle you can play. Little nooks and cranny you can shoot through, how you can see people, find as much intel as possible, get as much damage on those people as you can. Nice walk through with the pistol.
Huge read by NetJ. I mean, he heard the player on the right, knew that Silhouette was going to be trying to take another angle just to clear him out. So he walks in. The Dahlia not ready for it, so he'll be able to finish that one. Huge flick by him to get finished off by Bacardi and Rogue Fathers. Really tough start, but they stabilized as soon as they figured out that they were just running A as soon as things started going poorly.
Yeah, I mean, they're starting to make some really big mistakes on the side of Lovely Lobster. You know, they weren't smoking well enough to get into that bomb site as well as they could have. Also, they were kind of scared to smoke very early, and that's another thing that Fixer just brings to the table for your composition. It's not only, you know, he can see through smokes, or, you know, he can pop a smoke himself, walk through it, and get very aggro onto the enemy team, but also the fact that if your team really heavily relies on smokes to break you into a site or to get a bomb planted successfully, it's going to be difficult because you kind of get scared. Oh my goodness, I don't know where Fixer is. We don't have that intel yet. Where is he? Can we plant? Can we smoke this? And then when you do smoke it, there's a chance that you're going to hear that goggles, sound cue, and then you start to get really scared, especially with the shield being melted as quickly as it was from the defensive side. And when they didn't melt the shield, when they didn't destroy that barricade, they did it on purpose because they wanted to swing around on their rotations, get behind it, and then use it to their advantage. Force the attackers on the other side of the shield where the defense normally would be, and then you can use that shield to your advantage. If they try to come around again, you can catch them off rotation, or you can just clamshell yourself in there.
I mean, so heads up, right? Knowing when to give them utility because you can use it yourself. One of the downsides of that shield, if you don't set it up the way that you would be ideal for the rest of your team. Right now, Rogue Fathers, their first time on the offense, they are going to be shifting towards the high ground, point B, of course, as expected, I would say, from most teams on this offense here, but not a ton of space. You can hear the dagger coming out from the Ronin will not down anybody, and they are shifting down to the low ground. I guess that's why they read it happening on the other side so much, because they plan to do it themselves, but Silhouette Fixer pushes the smoke, gets it down, traded equally from NetJ, countering him out here. So it's a 1-for-1. They might be able to revive their Dahlia. She is far back, so Rogue Fathers still have the advantage.
I love this. They take over tree. They have the Ronin who puts a ballistic knife above that small garage. That prevents Vi from being able to push out there. She can't even really poke around that corner to help her team out if they start to push through the B site door. So I really love just the way they're able to utilize a rogue like Ronin in this composition.
Yeah, just forcing them back. I mean, maybe you could argue Kestrel could do something similar with that corner pressure, but just a little bit different with how it gets applied there. So much pressure. You do, yeah. It has to be a little bit more direct from them. Zestro maybe overstepping here, and now they're willing to get aggressive. Bacardi goes in. Bacardi does it all here on the Anvil, rolling straight through. Their offense is looking pretty good to start things off. They make the same play. They just do it a little bit better.
Yeah, it was an interesting way that they went with that whole game plan that it seemed that they had. You know, they looked like they wanted to push small, then they kind of ballistic knifed it, held them off of that, said, you know, if we're not going to go that way, but you're not going to come out of that way, you're not going to be able to get those angles on us. They looked like they were pushing tree into the B site, quickly rotated, got an easy plan on A. They were able to hold it, you know, despite the fact 3-man stacking on that corner near silo could have easily gone wrong for them, but they were able to sustain it. And then Bacardi just said, you know what, I'm running in there, let's see what happens. NetJ with the sniper once again.
I mean, he played pretty well with it last time. I don't blame him for picking it up one more time, and I'm going to stay on him just for the very beginning because I don't want to miss any headshots he's going to manage to get here. Fathom could peek him, but not willing to do it quite yet as they take space on the outside. They're just going to try to, I think they're just going to try to burn some utility up here and then shift a little bit lower. They will pump the goggles, though. They are going to be aware of that on the defense, and Saint gets the first with that knife, like you were saying, Ronin. Happening here, it's working out for them as they try to break in. Still 2 downs for them. Now advantage shifts back to Lovely Lobster. Should be equaled out with this rotation from them. 2 players down on each side. The bomb is down in the open, so they're going to have to take some space that is going to be risky if they want to actually recollect that in this 2 versus 2, where one of the players has a sniper. Someone's going to have to hit a shot. Almost took it. I would have.
It was lined up. He just didn't pull the trigger there. Maybe
so
he
close.
did.
Maybe a server side thing. All we know. He was right there. Just didn't want to do it as they now make the shift to low ground. No shield, and they're revealed, so he has to come back to Saint and let him kind of protect him here. Saint maybe could take some ground here, but I think he's playing a little bit further back. No, now he's going in. I don't think he realizes that there's a player right next to him, though. Must hear the audio cue. He's going to be looking for a fight, especially with his gun advantage that he has, especially with NetJ holding the crossfire as well, but now he's stuck in the open key. Only 70 HP left on him before he'll get this regeneration. Will NetJ be able to actually commit to this revive here? We'll watch Key's POV. Obviously won't be able to now as he's revealed. Maybe we'll go to stick it, but NetJ just has to play this angle. Has an MLX actually in hand. Now off the back, both of them here, obviously advantage to NetJ. He has the bomb down. Just has to play this time, has to keep running. I would recommend the MLX mod at this range, but if you're feeling yourself with that, might as well go for it. Doesn't detonate the C4. Could have killed him, getting pushed from above, but he whiffs the first couple of shots here. They're both playing in these corners, both dancing. This dance of death here on the site. No scope doesn't connect. Back to the LMG, wins it there in the end, plays that advantage perfectly, and puts his team so close to closing out Favelas.
Man, that's a tough situation to be in for either member there. Saint getting that knock onto the enemy fixer, though, that was huge. That really allowed NetJ to not only, put himself in a 1v1 situation where he can have double primary and he can have the chance of winning that play time, play bomb, really drag out that fight, which he did perfectly. Didn't even have to get the kill there, really. I think the bomb was at a point where even if he died, he still wins that round. But also the fact that killing that fixer for Saint allowed NetJ to get that bomb planted. It kept Keeter kind of at a distance. Then he downed Saint. And then that's when, TK says, you can come for the revive. Once the reveal comes through, you can't get that revive. Play time, play bomb. Great play from NetJ. He's really stepped up a lot in this game, even when he's using something we're not normally used to seeing anymore, and that being the sniper from Fixer.
I mean, from what I'm hearing in chat and from what his stream title was saying, he just don't care. And I think his, confidence in that fight kind of was playing to that, right? He went for a no-scope with the tier at one point. He is playing with that weapon that people are saying is a little arguably worse than before, but they're playing it to a high level. And I think it is working for them here so far, as they're set up for a great post-plan position. If they win this round, they're up one whole map in fairly dominating fashion, and this next pick obviously will make things significantly easier as they finish this one off. Only 2 members left for Lovely Lobster here in an attempt to stop this bomb, but it's behind his shield. Even with this reveal, even with all this info, they are still going to be taking a double peek if they actually go for this fight. And an Incen denying for angle. Spar with a frag down too. That is going to be curtains for Lovely Lobster here on map number 1. What great play by Rogue.
Jay, maybe he just doesn't care. He'll probably just pull out the sniper again. Also could pull out the Deadeye. Could get pretty dangerous. But Kestrel, huge ban here. This means that we could see the chalk. We might see some Macs, and it's looking like we will see a Mac coming into play for
is this my
Silhouette
first
on the side of Lovely Lobster.
Mac? I think this is my first. I said just to clarify. I know. I think this is my first Mac potentially here.
With you.
Map number 2, going to be Hollow's Strikeout. Ronin Vi. Ronin replaced the Kestrel, like you mentioned. I think makes a lot of sense. Plus corner pressure, like I mentioned, the Scorch and the Vi. We're seeing them be picked up here as well. And now Mac, I haven't seen. I saw him picked up obviously a little bit the 1 week we got to play on the TTK update. What is he bringing to the table here on Strikeout for this team? I mean, obviously the armor passive is insane.
Dahlia.
Yeah, just having the double for that is kind of crazy, and I think it makes sense to bring it here on Strikeout, especially when the other snowballing rogue who wants to be piling up cash is out of the picture.
I mean, look at the Lovely Lobster lineup now. Linked to the Mac, you have 2 people with a passive armor regeneration on Nox. Then you have Vi, who can get 125 health off of poison, and then you have Scorch, who can do a lot of damage and also has that Slayer mentality to her, but can have armor herself. So that's a lot of health in the pools for Lovely Lobster right now. 125 across the board. Won't happen this first round for Scorch, unfortunately, because she can't buy it right away. But still, in round 2, she'll be able to get it on board. The other 3 members, though, will have that armor or that extra health to their name.
Push attempt by Spar just thwarted basically immediately as they're getting burned down, forced to rotate, but plenty of HP on Key Wonder, who takes down them as soon as they try to get in. It's traded 1 for 1, but ticket advantage currently in favor of Lovely Lobster, who have the objective as well. Get 1 more tick here, even if they get 2 downs now from this push in by Spar. Can't even get that res either. They're just falling apart. I don't think that tick even burned out, as they give a ton of HP to that Vi. Playing on this shield, taking a lot of ground that I'm sure Lovely Lobster aren't happy to surrender. Okay.
Oh, man, they have to push in. They have to get through this. A lot of damage coming out from both sides. I mean, I probably would have went with the objection just like Zestro is playing right now, just because a lot of these fights are going to be very close quarters already. Knox going back and forth, 12 to 10. Lobster out in front now, and they're starting to win some fights here.
Yeah, getting back in control, 9 to 11. Lovely Lobster with the lead. Forced back, though, in the open, but no one's there to clean up on it. Spar, the one pushing up, going to clean up himself. Even as they get this res, everybody's here and stacked up. Where will this ballistic knife go? It will go right next to Key Wonder to read down him again on top of the box. Zestro able to get away with it and maybe get this next res as well, even with Bacardi taking this pressure. But you can see Silhouette here on a flank. Or on the side. I don't think they see him. But now they're going to hear him as it's hard stepping. Spar, though, not able to give the brain power to turn around for it as everybody on Rogue Fathers collapses. They get the retake here. Lovely Lobster, not a ticket lost since it swung back. And full reset for Rogue Fathers.
Another thing to note is, Mac bringing to the table his ability, that light bomb. Not going to be able to stun or flashbang 2 people on Rogue Fathers. Anvil, of course, with his passive, and then also, Dahlia's linked to him, so she's also going to have the ability to not be flashed by that.
Yeah, smart counter, even if it wasn't, with knowing, maybe just had an idea, an inkling that the Mac might be coming out here, and it's clearly working pretty well because they are looking strong here. That I think, the Mac is working out well, for them, even with the counter, because it's getting the dominant performance by them. Just better map control, I think, for them, too, from Zestro. Trying this fight against NetJ. Got some help, but still standing at the end of it. Round 1 going the way of Lovely Lobster, who are looking like a different team on Hollows.
I see in chat a lot of people are saying Rogue Fathers just don't care. And it truly showed in that round. They just felt like they didn't want to push together. I mean, they're going across this short zip line like one by one. That is just death waiting to happen. You've got 2 or 3 people staring you down, waiting for you to come across that zip line. It happened at least 3 or 4 times there. All the same results. So you got to be able to regroup with your team, push in. There wasn't too much spawn pressure being applied by Lovely Lobster. Again, we talked about that on this map. A lot of condensity, so you got to kind of go through these twists and turns, kind of like a Grand Prix track, just to get to where you want to go. So just hold the sight, hold strong. That's exactly what Lovely Lobster did.
And they're doing great right now with just the control. They're still holding the side even when it's not the one they need to go, but controlling this area of the map is paying off for them so far as they now shift back in, surprised by Saint, but the crossfire keep them up, and now they have to back off because of Zestro's rotation in with the SMG, forcing Saint back one more time. Light bomb set up on the Saint Spar. Zestro is just looking so powerful here on this Dahlia. Anyone who challenges him just loses a lot of the time. Again, Bacardi now down as well, as every single ticket going the way of Lovely Lobster, holding on to all of theirs.
Yeah, he's really holding his angles well. And just as I say that, he goes down to NetJ. Still a good hold from him for a while there. It's going to allow NetJ to get in, but quickly goes down. The rest of his team was able to get in too. And what is happening here? Silhouette holding hands with the enemy Anvil. They both end up going down. I think he was trying to punch him. No one really seemed to realize that they were standing next to each other.
I'm gonna chalk that one up to a mistake on both sides. I don't think either of them really noticed. Just full on autopilot, I think here is. I like the shield positioning because you can play the angle. The issue is there's a lot of damage going into it. This C4 might be finding a lot of damage as well, not enough to get it down. As it forces Bacardi back one more time. Are they gonna push Fathom here? Stuck reloading. That has to be a win for him, but crossfire from up top, really tough to deal with. They'll be able to get knocked back up though. They're still holding this. Tickets draining now from Lovely Lobster on the back foot for what feels like the first time in this, as Zestro's looking for an angle on the backside as well.
I like the plays coming from the Dahlias on both teams. I mean, a lot of revives coming out from the side of Rogue Fathers this round. It has given them the advantage, 10 to 8. King Bacardi falling low. Zestro on the chase and quickly decides not to fully chase. That's probably the smartest move he could make there. Doesn't want to get stuck. You can see NetJ. Can he find the shots? Yes, he can. NetJ getting very overconfident, over-peaking there. Only 1 health to his name for a while, and he did not want to hide.
Yeah, trying to stay committed, but obviously not paying off now. Bacardi from across the way, getting one down and finishing one other one off with the incense. Slight bomb will be going off in a moment. The reflash looks like by that Spar. Gonna be able to see, but still can't win. that gunfight here. Recommit from Saint. Traded 1 for 1, and the res will come in from Lovely Lobster, so they will maintain their hold, even though if they haven't flipped to the site quite yet. Now, finally happens. Anvil here, Zestro's pushing so far. Got 2 downs from that, but they might not be able to revive either of them. Silhouette trying to make sure they get ended. Only 1 will be saved, but it's still dead even because of that, and then an overextension right into NetJ.
Oh, I don't know if that was an overextension from him. I think NetJ was just in the perfect spot, the perfect time. A little bit of a flank from himself there. His team pushing through that L bend off that short zip. Meanwhile, NetJ kind of snuck behind, got 1, but Fathom sneaks behind him. I don't know how he was able to sneak right behind them as well. Didn't even hear him drop off the back. By the time he turned, it was too late. Fathom finds another one. And this is just another rogue added to the list that we are starting to see Fathom play at a very high skill. We can add Anvil. We can add Dahlia. Now we can add the Scorch to the table as well.
Yeah, and all of it's been looking good, I think, on the maps we've seen from him. Spar wins that one. Not really willing to push it. Doesn't have a ton of time with this res coming in, and a long flank from Fathom around the side. A closer round here. Roquefather's starting to find their footing, but just not able, I think, to overcome what Lovely Lobster brought to the table on Hollis.
Hey, they had the lead as well. I mean, it was 10-8 last time I mentioned the score when we talk about respawns. So, but for the side, I mean, Silhouette kind of made some really good plays there, but it all goes into the bag for Fathom as he was just getting knock after knock, getting good placements as well, getting behind them, even if he's not trying to spawn trap them, but he's just, you know, escaping the line of sights and getting behind them for 1 or 2 picks. Even if he goes down, he's got enough help from the rest of his team after he's able to get those initial knocks to really set them up for success. They're able to come back, find the victory. 1 away from finishing game 2 off now.
They are, and Roquefathers want to hold on, obviously. They want to end this set as quickly as possible to move on. Spar taking some ground. Willing to push the Vile Poison to throw a nade, but gets naded himself as he tries to get out of it. Will get rezzed for it. Are they going to be willing to push it, even with this light bomb going off? Lovely Lobster now moving. Overheat popped, but they are just stuck back here. But now they're willing to break through, too, from Key Wonder. The rest of the team falls apart thanks to the flank from Zestro. They'll get this res, save all their tickets, keep the sight on themselves.
And there you have it. The armor's now online for Scorch. 125 across the board. Granted, the Vi kind of has to work for it, you know, drop a poison on someone's feet, but could come out pretty quickly, especially the way that the rush is happening. Mac goes down pretty easily. Zestro did retaliate, but Spar able to find Fathom. Spar goes down quickly after. It's trade after trade, and Lobster still on top with the respawn advantage in +7.
Willing to throw a C4 and die for just 1 ticket for dead even, but things are anything but even between the teams right now. A 10-ticket swing between them. Silhouette goes to finish off someone, but when you have this big of an advantage, that's when you can do this kind of play, right? You can walk in and trade your life for 1 ticket because you have such a massive lead as it is. Bacardi pushing in like he doesn't have a disadvantage, downing 2, but still way down. Managed to swing 2 back in their favor, but with an 8-ticket disadvantage, this is going to be a very difficult round for Roquefathers to hold on Hollis.
Good tear gas come out right there. That pushes him off the corner. Incend pushes him off of the shield. A little bit of invis fire there to end it off, but that's a good way to just start to push them from a different side. Kind of pull them away from those angles so that they have to rotate at the same time that you're rotating, so they can't really set up perfectly for it. Fathom, Zestro, they each find 1 apiece. No more revives for Roquefathers. 3 members dead. It's looking like we're going to a game 3 all tied up here.
I mean, I don't think there's any other conclusion now. If Spar wins this, I would consider it to be I don't think I know every play in Rogue Company history, but I would call it the greatest play in Rogue Company history if he can win this one. And as, obviously, it's not going to go that way. 3-0 for Lovely Lobster's A game as they are set here. Again, left side Roquefathers will be attacking first. We'll see what they want to pick.
We're also going to see what they're going to ban.
True. Which, assuming we'll get eyes on here as we get pulled out to a different screen entirely. Saw Seeker hovered over there. I'm assuming that is going to be the ban for them. So that's a different look at this. That's a new kind of angle for them. Get rid of that Seeker. I know he's big on this map. Reveals obviously huge, but we see Dallas instead. That seems kind of strange to me because some teams just pick Dallas over him anyway.
Yeah, Dallas is definitely a really good pick on Skyfell. Been the favored one in the comp scene for a while now as well. I mean, we've seen some really good plays happen because of it. And some different compositions that come alongside it. Chalk will be the one banned out. I think maybe just both teams are saying, hey, we want to play Dallas, so we won't get rid of him here. Not really a needed ban. But that does leave Fixer available for both teams now.
And obviously locked immediately by NetJ. Probably going to have the tier in hand as Saint bring out the Ronin again. So even with Kestrel available, they wanna stick with this Ronin. They want to have that gun in the fight, and that's the proximity mine they can effectively leave behind after they go. And Lancer, so some aggressive potential there, maybe hoping to kind of out pressure the members of Lovely Lobster here as they now lock in their picks. Talon going to be a little bit more counter than you might think with the Ronin on the other side, but Trench as well. I do like the Talon as an option, but I don't know if they realize that they're running it right into a Ronin.
Well, they didn't know while they were picking.
Of course, I know. I'm not sure if they expected it.
That's always something I think about, interesting enough. Like, what if you could see what the other team is picking in this game? Would that change the way a lot of teams make their compositions coming into it? Because obviously, if you see a Ronin, you might think twice about whether you use a Talon or not, right?
I think teams would just wait till the last second, right? I think they would just insta-lock at the very end.
Yeah, just be mind games with everyone.
I mean, maybe you get a bad matchup, but I feel like teams just hold on. By the way, that's not the actual case here. We are seeing teams, they don't know what they're picking. Has to be a blind pick both ways. See how they can play into the matchup here. Zestro already holding on the right. As things were very windy for some reason still by Zestro. Now it's over. The gale has passed. Zestro waiting for another storm to hit, though, as he sees several members crossing. Bacardi, NetJ going all the way over and behind. Throw some barbed wire to slow things down. Are they getting flanked? I want to get some eyes on this. Silhouette's watching it, though. Very heads-up rotation. But they're about to meet them, I think, in front. They're going to be running through a lot of barbed wire to get there, though.
I was going to mention, surprised we haven't seen a lot of glitch today so far, but both of these teams not really known for glitch. I mean, NetJ's been a big glitch fanatic for a while. Just maybe more important that he's on the Fixer here. He's going to try and go for the revive, get the bomb planted as well, even through all of this barb. They don't care. They just walk right through it. Smokes come out. No goggles available for the attacking side.
Oh, the defense. Neither of them have the thermal goggles, so those smokes are going to be effective both ways. No way to really counter it as they're starting to clear things out, obviously. Silhouette heard NetJ back there, has to be aware of who can come in and pincer that at any time. There's the nade to stop the defuse. Obviously, no one was sticking it. Heads up play by them. They win the first, pushing for Spar, so it really is just NetJ to stop it, but he's in a rough angle. Has to go for the defuser, fighting three at once. Maybe could have held back a little bit more, but couldn't commit to it. This defuse will come through. Zestro going to be the one to stop it. They managed to recover on the defense, Lovely Lobster. I mean, that's how they started the last demo, but they have to actually keep it rolling past two.
Yeah, again, you know, like I said, they've got to get some defensive rounds here. This is a good start. They're setting the pace of the game that they want, and maybe a little bit better for the attackers because they got the bomb planted, you know, all that nonsense. But still, it's a really good defensive hold. They were able to get the knocks that they needed, forced Rogue Fathers to be in that 1v4 situation, 1v3, whatever it was there at the end. But, you know, getting some rounds on defense is very important on this map. I can't stress that enough, especially when you're down horrendously after the first demolition, right? So you were up 2-1, and then you don't win another round at all on the attacking side or the defensive side. So you got to go in here, you got to set the tone, got to get some good defensive rounds. Maybe they were able to pick that they wanted to be on defense first, and if that was the case, smart decision from them.
Yeah, I think it was smart because they'll have the better side near the end of it, of course. The C4, Bacardi stuck in the smoke, can get away barely. Less barely than I thought, actually. No one even chasing him really near the end. They have a great angle on that bomb if they want to be able to spam it. But again, this is exactly what they did last time. They're going to push, but a down from NetJ and a down from the knife. Let's get that finish off as well. Even gonna get this res too, so a lot of guns trained on here. Fathom's pushing. They have to sacrifice Bacardi for it, but it's not even a sacrifice. He basically almost wins the duel as they try to push in. Gun advantage helps, but I don't think he realizes that Saint's here. He's gonna see him now, and I think that might have been an unfortunate disconnect from the game. We'll see if he'll be rejoining at any point, but very rough timing if that's exactly what happened. Another round in a row for Lovely Lobsters that maybe could have gone the other way if things went perfect.
I mean, he got the revive there, so I don't know if he was totally AFK for that, but just another good retake. They tried to do the exact same thing from the attacking side. This time the defense said, you know what, we're going to do the exact same thing as well. They send one up the stairs. She gets a knock, ends up going down herself. But Trench, Fathom, man, playing beautifully there, getting one knock, then being able to push with the rest of his team after he regens himself. So it's just, once again, another good defensive retake. A little sloppy still, but it was much more cleaner than the round before. Maybe that's because Saint was just chilling in the corner.
And he's here. Windows update, maybe? Hit his Windows. I don't know. Maybe Windows update happened in the middle of it. Oh, my NetJ. Crazy with the sniper. Great shot to down Fathom. I'm assuming it was a great shot because he actually got it down with it. Fathom, though, of course, going to be rezzed by the Dahlia. Going to be able to keep standing here. Zestro does get it down with that. We'll finish off Saint as well. Huge frag! That's the trench link. Really coming in clutch. Giving that extra bits of utility for them. And it's only NetJ still standing against the world here. And the world wins. No Atlas here. And a bit crushed by the weight of the earth. 3 rounds now. Already a better performance than the last demo from Lovely Lobster.
Yeah. Way better round from them that time around. They were able to get very aggressive, all off of the back of Zestro. I mean, 3 knocks with just the nades. Again, like you said, that is just what Trench brings to the table with that Dahlia being able to link to him. Extra utility, extra lethals in the hand. Instead of 1 grenade, she gets 2. She puts them to use there, getting 3 kills. Beautifully done. And that's what they need to do. Just get these rounds. I said 2 or 3 on defense. They're looking poised to maybe take 4 or 5 here now.
Which is, again, huge on this map in particular. Flash comes out. I need to click away. I don't know why I didn't there. We got Flash the whole time, just like the Fixer did. But he's going to be trained on this space here. Not a lot of people really here to stop them. It's the Talon. They're taking ground into him now. Thermal's popped. Take it aggressive on him, but he jukes the shot from the tier. Still, though, they've gotten a lot of ground. Not to be able to get anything out of that C4. Bomb is down, though. They have even numbers here, so I want to see what defensive positioning the members of Lovely Lobster have. You can see most of them over here by Lambo. Just trying to clear this out, but they don't realize that no one's there. They've all abandoned sight just to spam whoever goes to defuse, and I love that play. I love this timing, and the timing of the flank as well. Bacardi coming around the backside. Not even actually ending up downing someone, getting picked off by Zestro, but still things looking a lot better so far for Rogue Fathers. They got forced back, but it's still even. They still have a chance to take some space. Frag forces them one way, doesn't actually end up in anything. Get him right through the smoke. Great play by Saint. Key Wonder has to win this, but Saint is gunning everybody down, even from Fathom. Last one left for his team. Almost no time left. Just going to go for some cash at this point, but not even going to get a chance to get it because of the patience that Rogue Fathers have. And finally, the streak Lovely Lobsters were rolling on has been stalled.
Man, what beautiful plays. What gun skill coming out from SaintTK there. Notice he didn't have the tracker rounds available just yet because, you know, they're down 3-0. Not much cash flowing through those pockets. But, man, only 1 down coming into that. Gets 3 of them there. Looking a lot better from SaintTK. I don't know, you know, Windows update, disconnect, hit the Windows key on accident, whatever it was in that earlier round. He's really stepped up because of that. Gets knocks with his K30, the 2 of them there towards the end of the round that we watched. And then we witnessed him get one again with that ballistic knife. One of the only people still bringing Ronin to the table in these tournament matches and playing it pretty beautifully still.
Yeah, I think I'm definitely seeing the value, and there's definitely merit to the pick from what they've shown so far.
I mean, Kestrel's not available again, or she is available.
No, she is.
Nobody
Yeah,
picked her.
Yeah, they chose not to, which is crazy. Again, I really think it's just priority of this Fixer over where the Kestrel would be, but I still think you might be able to get some value, have Fixer and her, but Teams wanting to play to their comfort instead of anything. Here, NetJ catches Silhouette on the rotation and gets the down as well. Actually holding in a pretty solid spot. Can he save Bacardi? Doesn't even need help. He'll win that fight on his own. But Fathom with 2, evening up the score. Zestro looking to protect him as he goes for this defuse. Are they looking to actually push it? There's Simtex. There's the first down. Going forward. Stuck throwing utility instead of fighting. I think they thought they'd buy enough time, but just caught out, not ready to fight anybody. Fathom gets this defuse, and Lovely Lobster, as that fixer goes to another dimension. Get their next round in this one.
Yeah, you just look at the facts here. If you're Rogue Fathers, it is time to go B every time until it doesn't work anymore. And here's why. 4 times out of 5, you lost all 4 of those. The only win you have so far in the game is the one time you went towards that B site. Yeah, it was a little messy, a little sloppy, had to get a lot of kills for it, but hey, it worked out nonetheless, right? I think they're a little bit scared of doing it because Lovely Lobster, again, doesn't have that Kestrel in there. You've got 4 members with DMRs coming at you. You've got 2 MXRs and 2 Deadeyes, right? So a lot of accuracy, not much, in the way of fire rates, but still getting it done. NetJ finds 1. Keter responds. It looks like resets will be coming in from both sides here, but who can get it done faster? Helping hand from NetJ. 3-second revive from them. And again, I mean, Kestrel not being in there. Maybe they just want the Ronin in there to have a 4 smoke setup for Fixer to kind of just go crazy with.
It's working. I think NetJ is, well, it's working for NetJ in particular, but maybe not for the team as a whole as they struggle on these defenses. Saint, though, just Silhouette getting a little bit aggressive. Didn't know he was positioned there. Just Key Wonder and the rest of the team go and they will clean up Saint. So it's a 1-for-1 so far. Can't really move in for this bomb quite yet. NetJ knocked low again. Zestro getting the next, so 3 versus 2. Just play the number advantage here. Doesn't even need to. NetJ down, finished off. That is going to be everybody for them as they set this defuse as well. Lovely Lobster. They're looking so good on the defense, and I talked about potential aggression, but it's their retakes. They're giving them sight and just playing perfect retakes.
Yeah, we talked about this. The rotations are very long for the defensive side if you get pushed out of sight on either side, right? So, or either side of each site, left or right, whichever way you're trying to hold, and the offense can get very aggressive, push into that site, take over and get a pick. The defense just giving up sight, not allowing them to get any kills from the attacking side. So saying, hey, you can't kill us, and if you can't kill us, we can stay alive, we can play for retake, we'll give you sight, we'll let you plant, whatever. That kind of shuts down what is the normal on the attacking side for this map, because you're like, oh my god, all 4 of them are still alive and we planted the bomb. What do we do? Where do we hold this post plant the best possible way? It's not working out for them.
No, it's not, because they're getting pushed in those post situations or just getting utility before they can even do much of anything. Zestro is in a great spot. Could finish this off, but obviously the positioning of the rest of the team is going to make it a little difficult. This time they've changed up their pace a little bit. They're more willing to contest it. They're still going to have to give up quite a bit of it, obviously, especially with the sniper out there that could have thermal goggles popped shortly. Zestro now maybe a little overextended, picked off by Saint. Push up with the rest of his team. You can see them ready to move in on the back, and they're going to go actually a little early. Now they're changing up the pace. There goes Bacardi. 3 versus 3. NetJ stuck on site. No idea where anybody is. And it's just Saint and Spar. Saint the only one now standing, and they get pushed in. They conditioned them. I think that was done beautifully. They conditioned them to let them plant so they think they're safe, and then they just walk right back in on this space they're being afforded.
Yeah, we just talked about that, right? Give up the point, let them plant, then they don't know what to do. Well, like you said, condition them for that, and then just kind of put the trap down, saying, yes, come inside, come plant the bomb. We'll let you do it again. Psych, here we are. We're going to roast you now. Just, close the Venus flytrap on them there, and that's exactly what they did. 6 rounds on the defensive side, a lot better, actually extremely better than what I said they needed to do. They've really stepped up there. The problem now is this is an attack-sided map. We've said that thousands of times, not only today, but in the past. But are they able to get the 2 rounds they need on the attacking side, or do they fall apart here? Their defense looks solid, but can they maintain that momentum going into this half? We like to say, oh, you got to get a couple on defense because it's attack-sided heavy. What happens if you get too much on defense and you just can't figure out how to do it on attack? and the other team says, let's just do what they did on defense. It worked for them. Let's see if it works for us. And it ends up working for them.
I will say, I think that's not the worst problem. We're just too good at the worst side on this map, Blue. We just can't. We can't win. We're just too good at defense. We just can't win offense because of that. If they're good at defense, they should hopefully know how to dismantle an offense here, or how to be part of an offense that can dismantle that defense. Let's see if that holds true.
I was thinking about this the other day, actually.
What's up?
I was thinking about this thing the other day where in custom games you can like set it where you only play attack for like 12 rounds or something.
Mm-hmm.
Or like you can just play attack for 20 rounds straight on the same map so that you can like practice your attack against teams instead of having to worry to switch over, you know, things like that. You can just, you know, just keep going and going and going. You're like, hey, trying to set up scrims. Would you mind playing defense for 3 hours?
Sounds fun, sounds great, but if they need practice on it, I don't see why not at that point. This push right now, Silhouette ends up winning that trade, so it's only they still standing, and never mind. There he goes, the rush in, the plant, and the subsequent post fight goes all their way. A little bit of utility downs them, but they're willing to fight through it.
Well, they got one. They just need one more here. I mean, Keeter. Look at Key, bro. I keep calling him Keeter. I think I'm just going to keep doing it. If it happens, it happens. But Key playing not so well today. 2 knocks for him. But he did some great things last week, so we'll let him slide this week. A lot of step-up play coming from Zestro and Fathom. And it's still continuing to happen. I mean, look. Now they bring out the Dallas, right? And it's starting to work out for them. They've got double reveals. They bring in Saint as well. Totally flipped the script on this attacking. Look at this. Double shot coming in. Can he find the third one? Took a couple times. But Fathom's finally able to find that knock. No link onto that Lancer, of course. So won't be coming through. I like the Saint drone, too, because they know that they can just kind of not have to get the Dahlia. They can kind of revive whoever they want with the drone, and with no Dallas on the other side, no EMP will come through. Scorch the only other one with that EMP available.
That was
Dima, but no one plays Dima.
Yeah. I mean, no comment there. That's I know you really
Shout out
wanted,
to
but
Payne. He played it in round 1 today.
Good for, they played it on in one of these games before in one of the maps they had to remake. Unfortunately, we did see it for 1 second, but they decided not to commit to it because of the surrender, of course. 2-on-2, though, not the worst. Stabilizing from the members of Rogue Fathers, who need this round, obviously. They need the next 7 if they want a chance to stay in this game. Zestro, Fathom have great positioning
next 6
here,
to
though.
stay in the game. Next 7 to win.
Yeah, true. To stay in as having a to win it, to stay in this. And all together,
it's
Zestro
okay,
now
guys.
push.
Kresnik's doing double the jobs tonight.
Don't mind me.
All right. He's got a lot on his mind right now.
My eyes are both looking 2 different directions entirely here.
Yeah.
Fathom,
cross-eyed at the end.
look at this 1v2. He's just buying so much time, but he's so low. He's gonna get run at from both players up top. They're gonna get this diffuse, and Rogue Fathers are gonna be able to hang on for one more round.
Hey, Fathom, that was a valiant try, man. 1v2 right there, able to stay alive for that long. Give yourself a pat on the back, man.
He held on. He delayed them. Obviously couldn't win that one. Tough with I think just a devotion there, unless you're just literally only hitting headshots. Yeah.
Zestros?
Zestro. Yeah.
Zestro, the actual Saint in the game. All right, so he's using the Mamba. They're going with a full 4-man DMR setup again this time. I mean, the Mamba 3-round burst, but still, no automatic weapons for this team this entire game. That's something I haven't seen before in the competitive scene. Usually, you know, they're like, oh, we got 2 DMRs. Let's get some, you know, like 2 big guns here. All right. Pulling out the 2020 strats, dude.
Okay.
Pulling out
Interesting
the
to see. I was letting it breathe. I wanted to.
Yeah.
See
Pulling
that,
out the Oni Light and Phaseon tournament day strats right there.
Those are some names I haven't heard in a long time.
Coincidentally called the Roco Showdown as well.
Oh, we take good inspiration.
Shout out to them. I see them always asking if there's going to be a public API. I'm still waiting for it. I'm trying to track some stats here. Really start to find out which of these players are swapping teams for no reason.
That was a brutal shot, and the next nade will down him as well. Again, now they can flood. Gonna have to be so careful. Lovely Lobster to stay alive. Nothing hit there. No player, at least, so no information really sacrificed to them. Spar really low. NetJ also low, and Zestro ends up winning that one. Can't connect it till the last second, so Bacardi sacrifices quite a bit of health. It's only the Saint left. It's Zestro. Pretty far away from the bomb. Doesn't know that the Lancer's there. Gets some damage. Can't really chase it. Has to push right into just a brutal line of fire, and they'll be able to hang on one more round again. A lot to go on what we consider to be the less favored side, but they're looking like they might be able to do it if they keep playing like this.
Yeah, I'll tell you something. 2 weeks ago, Rogue Fathers versus that, what was it, Hard Hippo team I was talking about. They were up. Hard Hippo was beating Rogue Fathers 7-3. Same score we have now.
Oh, hey.
And, well, I think it was 7-2 to begin with. 7-3, right? And Fathom are like, wow, they only need one more to beat Rogue Fathers. Rogue Fathers came back, won that game, 7-7, took it in overtime, 8-7. So don't count out the Rogue Fathers, okay? They may be boomers, they may be old, but if NetJ is drinking his coffee and Bacardi is jamming, they might have a chance here. Of course, the series is tied 1-1. This is game number 3. We are going to go to a game 4, despite this game's results. It is a best out of 5. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're just joining us, $10,000 on the line. Top 16 teams fighting it out. Double elimination bracket. Started a little bit late today, but hey, we're here. Better late than never, right, Krez?
Yeah, but glad we could actually get things set up. It was a bit of a to-do off camera, but we did get it going.
Well, for you,
here.
I just
it was a to-do for me. You did just kind of hang out and give me some audio cues. NetJ. And off that too. Look at this flank from them. And there's no chance at this point. Bomb couldn't go down. Flanked by 2 players. Rogue Fathers continue to strike. They are just commanding the map now, and it doesn't really seem like Lovely Lobster have adapted to it quite yet.
I told you, man, it's going to be tough for Lovely Lobster because if they can't figure out the attack the same way the Rogue Fathers didn't, then Rogue Fathers is going to have to figure out the defense. They figured out 3 straight rounds here. 7-4. Excuse me. Too much agua. Too much aqua in my
Brazilian
body.
football fans really wishing that their team was this good, as coming back from a 7-1, as Rogue Fathers are looking right now.
Jeez.
That's a throwback, right? Had to pull that one out at some point here. Haven't gotten the chance quite yet, but still not done yet. Still quite difficult, but these 2 downs early will make it a little bit easier. Now as they get pushed, Bacardi so aggressive, downing him, willing to walk out for it. Just key left, shot missed. Can he win this fight? Melee's coming out from Saint, the katana right on him, swarming. They are feeling themselves. The egos are inflating as they're willing to run right out of sight on him.
Oh, the egos are inflating, you said, huh? Okay. If I mention the word ego on stream, I get totally chewed out. But I'm in Twitter jail, so
well, it's a confidence thing. Right? I don't mean ego. Yeah, I don't mean it in a negative way. They're feeling more confident.
I definitely mean it in a negative way. Go pop those balloons, baby. That's what I would be thinking if I was Fathom and the rest of this Lovely Lobster squad, because it seems like Rogue Fathers have taken out the knives and forks, are feasting on the Lobster here. Not able to find any success in the past 4 rounds now on the attacking side. Big flashbang comes in. Shot did go out, did connect, but not to down anyone. SaintTK on to Fathom, finds 2 with it.
And it's just Zestro already. Blink and you miss it, and this round is almost over. I thought the aggression from Lovely Lobsters would help them, but just being more aggressive are Rogue Fathers, winning round after round, coming back 7-6. It couldn't be closer. Well, it could be after this next round if Rogue Fathers manage to take it back, but for an offensive-sided map, these teams seem to really know what to do on the defense.
Yeah, I was going to say, they both look great on defense here. And, you know, it was a 7-1. Now it's a 7-6. You're 1 round away from tying this up. If I'm Rogue Fathers, I'm feeling really good. If I'm Lovely Lobster, I'm like, oh my goodness, what the hell is going on right now? We need to figure this out. Go plant the bomb, guys. Let's get it done. Just too much aggression being showed from Rogue Fathers. I mean, they're getting flashbanged and everything, and they're like, we don't care. We're just going to run through this.
Yeah, and that's, I think, really surprising them. They're not ready for that level of push, that level of aggression here, but they're playing.
Stepping up on the Lancer, man. He's gotten like 5 centimeters in the last 2 or 3 rounds.
How can you win when that keeps happening to you? When you just keep walking into utility second round in a row, we've seen 2 players picked off by utility. One was just down last time, but still, double down here. It's 1-1. I don't know if they can pick up the Dallas. I think they're trying to do it, but Bacardi now on a pretty deep flank. We'll see Key pushing for him, trying to fight into smoke, rolling out of it. Key might just be willing to push this. Bacardi's so low and revealed. Stuck in this corner, not able to react in time, but Zestro does get the down. He's the last player left. Does he even have a drone he can use for this? Won't have time for it. Right on a C4. The utility is keeping Rogue Fathers in this and bringing them back to a 7-7. But now they're on what we normally would consider the worst side for overtime, but it's not looking like the worst side in these games. And even
what is happening right now?
I have no idea, man.
Rogue Father's about to come back from a 7-1.
Yeah.
A 7-1?
They were getting Braziled, and they're coming back. 100%. I'm making it again.
7-1?
What a scoreline to come back from, and with such ease too. It hasn't looked hard since round 10. They've looked in control since then. That's unreal that they have mentals of steel, at least so far in Skyfell, and they got to be feeling it on Lovely Lobster. You have to feel it when you let this lead slip out of your fingers.
Oh man, I mean, I would hope so. If not, there's something wrong with you, man. Because you are giving up a lot right now. The economy on the side of Rogue Father's got to be nice as well. Fat, juicy pockets, ready to suckle on some lobster, it seems.
Taking Lobster Thermidor out of them. The most excess bougie thing they can do with them when they're done. As they sit patiently on the defense.
They found like
not willing to push.
They found like a rare lobster the other day on the news. In Maine.
Oh, I thought you said you did.
1 in 750,000. The color variation. I was just like, cool. Someone's probably going to eat it for like $2 million.
The rich get richer in wealth and experiences, but we'll see if
I think it
else.
tastes the same as any other lobster.
It probably does, but you can
just
still
a different
say
color
that you
shell,
did it.
man.
You can still say that you did it here. Bombs down. Nothing lost on the attack. This is a very big change of pace from how things were looking before. Because they've been, losing everything on the way in just from utility. But this time, playing it a little bit safer. They start the defuse. They bait Fathom in, and they get the first down themselves. NetJ evens it out. It's 2 down on either side. As they go for the res, C4 coming in. They know they have to give it up. Say won't be able to stay standing. But there's a huge flank coming in. It's NetJ and someone else. I think it might be Bacardi coming all around the backside, and they managed to wipe them all out. The flank pays off perfectly, and they have come back from the brink of an L here, Blue. I see your face. You are in disbelief that we watched that happen.
All right. Week 2, they come back from a 7-3 on Glacier. This week, they come back from a 7-1.
Yeah.
Woo! All right.
For map number 4 in this set, maybe potential to go the distance. I'm going to take a wild guess and say that Fixer was banned because NetJ is playing Phantom instead. Just want that sniper in hand. Saint for Saint. That's going to be an easy one, luckily. Vi Lancer. So none of that Ronin that we were expecting to see. But the Vi for corner pressure instead, just really valuable in strikeout when you can consistently get that bonus HP.
Yeah, we haven't gotten word who the bans were. It's looking like it might be a Fixer ban for one of the teams because Fixer wasn't picked for Rogue Fathers. We are seeing a Kestrel come through, so I don't think she was banned. Obviously, Vi's still open. Chalk available as well. I think it could have been a Fixer Anvil ban here, to be honest. Those are pretty standard bans on the strikeout side of things that we've seen in the past couple weeks as well. Anvil being one of those characters that can really hold down sights. Not only that, but create those angles and to take away angles as well, especially in the bar and market side of things for this map on the strikeout side. So we could see some potential big plays coming out from the Kestrel this time around. Remember, I think this is the first Kestrel we're going to see today from these two teams.
Yeah, I think so. Surprising because she really was such a fixture, but kind of disappearing, I think, now that rogue bans are here, now that some more popular rogues are available. But see this Chalk picked up for them here. Someone who hasn't really seen the light of day so far in this set either. So two very meta, very popular rogues from what we've seen in the past are now being picked up, and I think this should fit Lovely Lobster well, right? It's a rogue that I think plays into their style. At least what we assume their style was going into this game, where they want to go in your face, they want to take space, but that's happening to them here. Bacardi tries to push. Downs gets down by Zestro, traded out though right away. As NetJ holding up top has the sniper in hand and Downs key right away. They don't have control. They do have control, excuse me, over this, and it is ticking away.
I really like the fact that they're bringing out a Phantom. Fixer gets banned, and like I said, long sight lines on this map. Look at this. Tries to find the shot on the Kestrel. Can't do so. But still, the pressure is there. You have to be weary of where this sniper's going to be aiming down that rifle, where she can see you from. Look at the sight lines here. Quick and efficient if you're able to get those. Yeah, it's scary, man. I'm just waiting to see if he gets a headshot to come through. I think he found a little bit of damage there from something. He also has the 24S in his hand, finds one with it. Spar and Saint there to help him out. Bacardi on this Lancer, again, he played the Lancer really well in that last game on the defensive side of their demolition Skyfell. Now he's bringing it out here on Windward. You can do a lot of damage with it. It gets very up close, up personal. Nice nade from NetJ, finds two with it. Only one ticket remaining for Lovely Lobster, and this looks like a totally different Lobster team compared to what we saw in the first strikeout today of this match. They looked dominant, even when they weren't in the second round. They were able to come back. Fathom finds Bacardi, finishes him off. Nice shot from Phantom that time. Can't find the head, but does find the body. That's 70. Big difference when you have a Phantom sniping instead of the Fixer, you know. Maybe the Fixer with that passive can still slow you down, kind of throw you off your game because you can't reach behind that corner as fast enough to get out of cover. But with Phantom, a little bit faster with that rifle because, you know, it's only one bullet for Fixer now. But at the same time, Grievous Wounds comes into play here, and that could be huge.
Yeah,
forcing being able to hit someone in the body, forcing them to hide for even longer, not able to peek as quickly as they'd like.
Exactly. Look at this fight right now. They're all stacked up pretty far, except Netche, the only one kind of on a flank now. Bacardi will be joining them. They obviously see them now as they've all crossed. Three players clearly peeking. Keith realizing how overwhelmed he's about to be. But you can make these plays when you have such a massive ticket advantage. Even losing all those players now, they are literally down someone they will never get back for the rest of this round. You can do that a couple more times. You'll end up on the better side of it. And that's why they can't push.
Fathom, man.
Yeah, they can't move. They can't shift anywhere because if they get picked off, that's it.
I like that play from Fathom. He was trying to pick up that sniper rifle. Like I said, man, that's a Phantom player right there. He wants that. Maybe he can start to make some snowballs come in from the other side. Speaking of snowballs, Phantom and Zestro both find one apiece there.
Here, Saint pushing so aggressive.
Saint coming around, oh my goodness, and he finds the kill. Saint on the Saint, by the way. That TK means the king. Saint the king, as the first round will go in favor of... I can't even tell. Rogue Fathers. There we go.
It's because they really just realized their ticket advantage, and they played it, right? They were willing to just hard commit to sight. It wasn't like that even. They didn't have to play safe. They played risky, and that's what you can get away with at that point, right? As soon as you have one person go in to cause some chaos, you throw your Saint to the wind. Why not? You're gonna set up for your Phantom and other people.
We're getting word what the bans actually were in this game, okay? And I was 50% correct. Fixer is banned, obviously. But the other one wasn't Anvil. It was another big boy with an LMG, Mac. So they don't want any Dahlias coming out with that extra armor. That could be why we don't see a Dahlia on either side right now.
Yeah, I think that makes a lot of sense why you'd want maybe prefer the Saint, but no res is actually for Lovely Lobster here. Definitely was hurting them in the ticket department as they are still behind. But I think those light bombs were hurting them as well. Not only was it just the regen on that, it was also the bombs themselves. Silhouette walking right into Netche's hands, missing that shot. But could be this Chalk so close. Life Drain will get him right back up to get into the fight, but no one else there to trade into. Poison will force them out as they still have this hold for now. locking down this objective. Tickets way closer than last round, so Lovely Lobster already playing it a little bit better. Spar holding right here, though, gets one down in trade, 1-for-1, walks right into the SaintTK, unlucky. Great timing from Bacardi. So let's try to hold them out. They do flip the point, and they do even up the tickets, and never mind, they don't take the first lead. Rogue Fathers continue to maintain the lead as some people just kind of give it up, and Rogue Fathers now walking right back into sight, retaking it even with Silhouette right next to it, running into fire and getting down.
That's a tough thing to hold right there. That market, man, there's so many different angles people can come from. Look at the way the flashbangs are coming in. All of them flashbanged on that corner, but nobody was able to push them. Finally, they do. Zestro finds one. Fathom another.
Oh, my.
And now the plays are starting to come through for Lovely Lobster. They take the man advantage, and they take the respawn advantage here with 8 tickets. Just a +1, but still, is that going to be another stick? Oh, it doesn't go through. It doesn't get stuck to his foot. But I thought maybe Bacardi was going to sneak another one there onto the same member as well. Fathom having to back up.
They're just crushing the damage, though. Zestro caught on the way out. Likely won't pick himself off, as is common. Silhouette walks into the fire to get one down, but they don't have control of the objective. Key maybe can come around the backside and get him now. The Incent actually zoning them off, realizes that he is not long for this world, so he'll take the easy way out there. Now, Jay, I like that position from him. Do they know that he's there? Never mind. Yep, they have a great idea. SMG at that distance is going to be able to do it. So now the point should flip, denying that last ticket from bleeding out. Spar's getting pushed out of ammo, though, from the Chalk. Spar actually wins that one. Plus the reveal nade coming in, still alive thanks to the Chalk passive. Can they revive him? Possible. Bacardi caught out. Be able to live there, though. 2 tickets to 2 tickets, but control still in favor of Lucky Lobster, and the tickets are even.
Ooh, I don't know if he notices someone else is down there. They finally retreat. I mean, they get control of the objective. They win the battles that they need to, but then they just bite off a little bit too much that they can handle. This time around, they win the fight, and they say, okay, let's just calm down. Let's go out there and get it. Nice grenade from NetJ, sets him up for a pistol kill, but he easily goes down himself. Saint Drone comes out. Are they able to help him out? Fathom comes in behind. Bacardi finds one. Spar finds another one.
No. 2
members standing for Lovely Lobster. It's a 4v2. The gunfights are coming out. Flashbangs as well. Someone got flashbang there. Silhouette falls. Saint
It's
able
so
to
doable.
get aggro on him. Chalk finds one from behind. Throws the SaintTK, or excuse me, the flashbang. Finds someone with it. And now they're just retreating in the corner. Uses the rage. Has to turn the corner. Has 2 people in his face, but he loses that fight.
Oh my god, if he had one form of just damaging utility, everyone would be down to a 1v1. Great. There's no way he still had it. He would have spent it there. At that point, you're in a desperate 1v4. You got to use what you got at that point, but I think he was just playing it too safe.
Man, Key has really... He looked like a totally different animal the last week compared to today. Zestro, Fathom really stepping up for the team. Silhouette also, you know, he's up there with that extra money in the bank right now. Most in the game right now, despite being down 2-0. That's something that Kestrel can bring to the table as well. Usually when you're saying, okay, we're losing, you know, we don't have that much economy in our favor, but they're the only ones with a Kestrel, and Kestrel's passive. Being able to bring that extra money to the table, she can get a couple extra things in her kit so that she can start to possibly get that snowball effect going and then allow her team to make some plays off the back of that. Zestro, though, the one really stepping up to make the plays here in game number 4. Fathom finding another one, finishing off the down. Headshot a little too late on the trigger pull, NetJ.
I like that he went for it, though. I like that. I like that he's even going for it.
You know, half a second sooner.
Maybe that's a change that we'll see happening further in through this. Bacardi caught out on the flank, but it's even. Saint finds Key as well, but the picks are going primarily in favor of Lovely Lobster now. Holding on market. Here. Oh, these picks, though, they're getting sandwiched, but they're winning all the gunfights. It doesn't matter. Great positioning by Rogue Fathers, but they do nothing with it.
Yeah, that was a great pinch play coming in. Fathom was in trouble, so was Key. But, I mean, just the ability for this Kestrel to sit here, notice what's happening, allowed her team to deal with the people in pit, because if the push came from Party Box, she knew she could take care of him. Nice stick from Bacardi once again. NetJ finishes him off. 6 respawns for Rogue Fathers. They're going to pick up the Vi here, prevent that from being drawn out to 5. But again, the objective starting to wind down, and if that starts to go down, you could lose some tickets that way as well.
Yeah, but now they're winning the picks on Zestro when he's trying to push them, but obviously they need to flip this site because they're not going to drain 7 tickets from aggressive chalk before the site drains it out. So here comes the quick and quiet. Has to beat Silhouette. Close range. Can't get the better end of it. Go for Zestro's fight. He will win that as well. And everything's coming up Lobster here. The 3rd round of Windward. They'll stabilize here. Only 1 ticket left. 13 for them. A huge gap between them. They have figured out how they want to play, at least over on this side of the map.
I like this. They throw a tear gas. I don't think anyone's going to push through that. But Chalk feeling a little feisty. Pushes through it. Finds one. Can't find the second one. Bar was able to down him, but self-res from the Rage comes through. Now he's back up. And I like this play from Bacardi. Get behind them. Try and throw them off their game. Finds one onto Zestro. Already used the Rage. Can he find the second one? Well, Key wins that battle, and that's huge for them.
And Fathom gets the next one, which is bigger. It's their round number 1 here on this map where it's win or out. They have to win it. They have to win Windward to even have a chance to beat them on a game mode that they haven't won yet against Rogue Fathers, even giving up one of the biggest gaps you can possibly have in game at all without having won a game. So Lovely Lobster's so much pressure on them. Could be making a diamond. Could be making a diamond later in it as they are looking much stronger near the end. Silhouette still looking great, 58,000, 10k above Bacardi, who has been performing, I think, head and shoulders above some of the other players in this game so far. And what side are we looking at here? It will be high ground. It will be B, as Fathom gets an early reveal and they try to take some space.
You know, it's something we really have to start to think about here in this game is the ability to get these revives off as quickly as possible with no Dahlia in play, right? So you have Saint on the other side. Vi on both sides can have that helping hands. Lancer, nothing, I don't believe, for her. I mean, Phantom can't either. So for the side of Lovely Lobster, the Rage from Chalk being able to revive himself in certain situations, that's something that can really help the team out, stay alive, keep those tickets. I see the punches coming through. But also, helping hand can come out from Kestrel, and also Lifeline for Seeker. Same perk as Dahlia, just can't do it. You have to do it manually. So they still have that revive potential in their favor.
I am so glad I'm spectating Spar right now, because what in the world? How did he just survive all of that? Unreal.
The poison, man.
But he was in the open, lived through some utility, all that poison lifesteal. I mean, it is doing so much to keep him alive, living through a bounce nade now to just an anchor.
I think he's got replenished too.
That would make
and he
some sense.
He picked up a dead Kestrel's syringes there, so he stabbed himself in the neck with some juice.
Keeping himself up for now. Great shot by NetJ from back sight. So down Silhouette on the way in, and Lucky Lobster, I mean, complete flip. I guess that was just their sight, because they are looking like they're lost for any choices of what to do. They're not sure how they can break through this, because not only are they not killing people, they're when they get a chance to get in, they're just losing gunfights and getting picked off by NetJ over and over on this Phantom with the sniper. Doesn't need Fixer to still hit you from long range and do some solid damage here. Continue to make a difference for his team. That 70 doesn't need the pistol. Got a rifle in the back pocket. Takes that one off, and there are no tickets left. Lucky Lobster's last stand potentially in the winner's bracket. 4 players left against 18.
His own gun, man. Yeah, I mean, you can really tell which teams can make adjustments in-game very quickly and effectively, because they're not able to win market the first time. They can't win it the second time as well. So, you know, you said you got to be able to win strikeout as well as demo now. Not as much in the strikeout department because, you know, best of 3s, best of 5s is still favored inside of the demo. But who knows? We could see another game mode possibly make it in, like a 3rd one, and then you'd have to start winning some strikeouts, right? If you can't win that 3rd game mode, can't win demo, you gotta win something here.
What a way!
Comes through a little no scope.
And